Hello, and welcome to Rocket Fuel, your daily update of everything that's happening in the Rocket Fuel community. My name is Wack. Today is March 7th, and today's episode is going to cover the question of whether institutions are coming, and then also Bankless Academy having a partnership with Rocket Pool, and some tweaks for Val and Samus's tokenomics proposal that they presented at Houston. Not at Houston, that they presented at ETH and the liftoff. So let's get started.
10, 9, ignition sequence start, 6.
The first news is today Jasper put a message in trading yesterday, and he said, I just got some stupidly bullish news. Alas, I cannot share. It relates to Houston though. So let's see what he said. So I said, Jasper, you're a tease. He says, check your DMs. And I was like there wasn't much in my DMs, but people kind of like started this discussion, and Development says, I can verify this is bullish. I read the DMs, you can trust me. And then what people were kind of talking about was like Patera says, what's Jasper's bread track record? He says there was so much institutional bread last time. So Jasper says it's the same gist, but what's different this time is that institutions like Houston, it turns out, and they didn't like Atlas so much. So let's talk a little bit about what the difference between Atlas and Houston is, and hopefully that can kind of give us an idea of what Jasper might be alluding to here. So with Atlas, what you needed was you could switch your 16th validator to an 18th validator. However, the RPL requirement per validator went from 1.6 RPL to 2.4 RPL as a minimum. What ended up happening was that people still didn't want RPL, right? So these institutions that we thought would be coming, they didn't come. And the reason for that probably was because we still required RPL and they didn't want RPL. However, what's different with Houston now is Houston will kind of enshrine whale marriages into the protocol. That's a nice way of thinking about it. So, we have whale marriages like Patricio and Narcobaco, and they use a splitter contract, or we have the stuff like with me and Ramana, where we have a custom splitter contract as well. And I think with these big institutions, they don't want those splitter contracts because they don't know how good they are or they aren't, and what the problems with them are or aren't. And what they do want, however, is something that's audited, tested, and at the protocol level. So Houston will do that, right? Like Houston will let one person bring their ETH and set up a node, and now you can use ETH stake on behalf of. So even the RPL holder can be the node operator instead of the ETH holder, and the other person can bring their RPL, and they can use the RPL, custom withdrawal wallet. So there's no need to trust anyone except the minimal amount of trust that the person will stop their validator when the other person asks them to. But that, I think, is not that big a deal really. But the hostage holding part of it. Anyway, what's happening now is the fact that there's this detachment between the needing or not needing RPL. This is where Jasper's comment about like the institutions liking Houston comes from, because they'll just find a whale who they can get married to, and the marriage will happen in the protocol, and everything should work and run really nicely and smoothly. Of course, the fact that the Houston upgrade is being audited by 3 of the best auditing firms in all of crypto is, I think, a huge step towards legitimizing these marriages. So this kind of started a discussion for kind of like a long while about how it's all going to work out. So Pateris here, he's got the receipts, right? He remembers that Joe said that we might hit the self limit and we didn't. And then I commented by saying, we didn't. I replied to Pateris by saying soon TM, which is a bit of a joke, but just like echoing what Joe was saying. But I said institutions are coming. Who knew so many people would love staking Rocket Pool if they didn't need to bring their own RPL? And then Lee said, loving the optimism. Bossy said, can someone give me a list of high probability institutions? And non-fungible Yoakum said, but someone does need to bring the RPL. Well, I said, look at the order members and see who might want to stake. And Invis said Butter. Butter, of course, has a staking system that he could technically bring over to Rocket Pool. Now. And then Pateris says Coinbase Ventures. I replied by like giving you the eyes emoji. And then I said, I'd guess those, but I have no inside info. And of course, I have no inside info. All I have is speculation and little like breadcrumbs that I've like caught from different places that I'm kind of trying to put together and making into a slice of bread. And then Jasper says I have info, so I can't comment. so that there is quite nice to see. But this is kind of like the idea. So here, like non-fungible Yokum replied to the Butter comment saying like, Butter runs ETH pool, so a full migration of ETH pool to Rocket Pool coming, which would be amazing. I don't know how much ETH they run, but that would be really exciting. And then that kind of that kind of led that discussion for a while. So I think this is actually like really hyping people for Rocket Pool, and really hyping people for Houston in a way that they might not have been hyped up before. The narrative in the community for a while was that Houston is just a decentralization update, right? It would make Rocket Pool even more decentralized. It would take away power from the hand of the teams and put it into the hands of the PDAO, the community. And that was, what we thought of as good enough. But now that people are starting to understand this, like stake ETH on behalf of Dynamic and the splitter withdrawal addresses, this is being a separate ETH withdrawal address and a separate RPL withdrawal address, I think that has really like started to get people thinking about what it might look like. And Houston's 2 months away now, like May 6th. And with that being said, I think really good things are going to happen in the period after May 6th. So if you want to go and give this discussion, basically the idea is like, someone will have to bring ETH. So Pateris says the Rocket Pool team has 1.5 million tokens they could lend to an institution or institutions, and it would be trustless, which of course is a huge deal. And then I asked the question, how much node operator ETH can that bring online? And Pateris, I think, ran the numbers. Let me see. I said, imagine Shoinface said they want to bring 2,000 validators to Rocket Pool. So Pateris says that with 1 million RPL, you could bring 3,700 validators online, and that's 30,000 node operator ETH, which would take away 89,000 RETH minting from the deposit pool. 89,000 ETH worth of RETH minting from the deposit pool. And he said that's a lot. But then he said that's only for 1 million. So, and it's 50% more than that. So it's basically around 5,000 validators, or around 45,000 node operator ETH, which is when you consider that Rocket Pool's after 2 and a bit years of deposits is now at 250,000 node operator ETH. Adding another 50 million is like a 20% boost. Adding another 50,000 is a 20% boost. Not only that, though, I think once these partnerships happen, if they happen, and the word gets out that they've happened, the name recognition of the partners would, I think, be a huge catalyst for hype. And the thing is, it wouldn't even be like unjustified hype, right? Like this is literally expanding the protocol by 20% or 30%, which is an astronomical amount of growth in that period, especially when, we as a community haven't really like been focusing on this potential avenue of growth. Like we just thought the next avenue of growth would be node set, and then the next avenue of growth after that would be the tokenomics changes. However, I think this is a whole bunch of like of unexpected avenue of growth, and we in the community itself, we haven't like priced this in, kind of, let alone people outside of Rocket Pool. So I'm really, really excited to see what's going to come of this. Invis says, I said, wow, that's a lot. And Invis said, that's not enough. So I said that, node set is going to bring a fuck ton of node operator ETH online. And Invis says that they would require an ultra fuck ton of RETH to be minted, which of course is, fundamental here, because that is my biggest worry as well, right? Like if we can get the RETH minted as well, I think we've got a lot of latent demand there. I just don't know how much latent demand there is, and I'm really excited to find out with the rest of you all. This, of course, is the best possible problem to have for the protocol. So yeah, it's exciting to see how it's going to work out. Okay, next, yesterday we had the Bankless Academy having a Twitter space with Superphiz and Ken from representing Rocket Pool, and this is part of their new staking on Ethereum module that they have started and getting the word out about it. So that is now that's now out there. I don't think they tagged the right Ken. Yeah, they tagged Ken ETH, which is not who Ken is. Ken is next block, but they tagged the wrong person. But that's okay. This happened yesterday. It has 68 people listened to it. I haven't listened to it yet, so I don't know what exactly was covered, but I presume they spent time talking about staking, and then staking with Rocket Pool as well, because we of course are the sponsors of this education module that they have set up. If anyone did listen to this and would like to provide me with a summary of what was talked about, I would be extremely grateful to hear that. Okay, next I want to talk about Val and Samus's tokenomics proposal a little bit, because there have been some small changes that I don't think I've covered on the show before, and these are things that were kind of alluded to during their demo liftoff talk. But the majority, the motivation of it's the same, the core concept of it's the same, about how you can change the bonding, and that will help give rewards in a certain way. And they're sticking with the 5% number in the beginning, and that might change later. However, the RPL value capture section is the one that has been changed a little bit. And the way that it's changed is, currently our ETH holders get 86% of the rewards, and 14% of the rewards come to the protocol. What's going to change? The proposal is, that our ETH holders will still get 86% of the rewards. However, node operators will get 5% of that reward. And then that currently is 14%, Rocket Pool, RPL, and ETH node operators. And then so it'll be 5% will go to node operators, 8% will go to a buyback and burn, and 1% of that will go to people who vote in governance. So there'll still be extra rewards for people who hold RPL, and they will get 1% of those rewards will go to them. So of all our ETH rewards that come in every year, 1% of that will go to the people who actually vote. So here, this flow diagram example. So there's a note here saying this section needs to be updated to the correct effective weight with the voter as well. So there's also now an extra scenario. So here they said there's 3 users, but now there's 4 users. One user D who just holds 400 RPL. So what that's going to look like basically. So I think it's something to worth having a look at, and how it's all going to get divided out. So you can go and have a quick look. It's not too much of a deep dive into the document. It looks like they're getting very close to having a final version of this top tier document. And then I guess the tier 2 and tier 3 will need some work to figure out what the mechanics of things will be like. But it's really exciting that they're getting close to finishing their version 1. And now I just want to see versions from other community members that have a different vision of what Rocket Pool growth should look like. Okay, next we have the story of Stader, and Stader are now again copying Rocket Pool in another way. How are they copying Rocket Pool this time? Well, they have this message here saying, urgent announcement, the main Twitter account has been compromised. Our main Twitter account has been compromised. Please do not click any links in tweets from us until further notice. We're working on fixing this ASAP. So Stader, of course, famously forked aspects of the Rocket Pool protocol and kind of didn't disclose the forks in the way that they were supposed to. So there's kind of become a little bit of a meme in the community about how they just steal things. Well, this is another thing now they've stolen, which is having the Twitter account hacked. I think this again just lends credence to the idea that the team really couldn't have done anything about this, and we just got screwed really badly. These protocols are getting hacked a lot, and the only thing that makes sense is that some kind of inside job. So here is the Stader Labs Twitter account, and it looks like they have regained control of their account, because there's a post here from 5 hours ago, and I'm not sure if that is a legitimate post or not, but I don't really follow Stader too much, but they are it looks like they have control over it because this post came out 6 hours ago, but I don't know if this is a is a hacked post or not. So that's something that you should be careful about. But like I said, it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad out there. So be careful of everything you come across. If there's any talk of any kind of airdrop or any kind of rewards that will come to you, please be super suspicious of those. So talking about suspicious airdrops, here there's a talk of an airdrop that's come to some Rocket Pool community members. So this was the Wormhole airdrop that people have been eligible to. It says like here there's an airdrop checker for Wormhole. A Wormhole, of course, is a bridge that was famously hacked a few years ago. I guess they're doing an airdrop now for people who use that bridge. And here high function says be sure to commute outside of the land of the free before loading. So, I always told you when I'm trying to claim an airdrop, I like to go to Sweden to do it from there. But you can have the whole world as your choice, but just don't stay in the US. But then people started talking about like their Wormhole airdrop and how it's working out for them. So some people are getting error messages, but also some people were getting tens of thousands of tokens here. So here they're saying that Mad Lads are getting 16,000 Wormhole tokens, 3,200 of which will be unlocked at the token generation event. Mad Lads as an NFT are worth around $24,000 floor right now. So they're saying the airdrop is likely to be worth more than the actual NFT, which is amazing. Here Halulo shared a screenshot of getting around 3,500 Wormhole tokens. Mike said it got 7,000. So some people are getting really decent amounts if they used it. So good luck to those people. This person here, Bitter, got 2,694. And of course, we're in airdrop season right now. So please, if you're going to interact with any airdrop hunting, please make sure that you're interacting with the right sites and everything is going well. And please ask the people in the airdrop channel on Discord for advice. So yeah, this person, my guy here, got 1,338, and that was his first ever airdrop. So then there's another talk coming out for people who stake the tier token, and they're getting something called Saga. So there's some other airdrops as well that are coming out. So if you are doing that, then keep that in mind. And here, EtherFi as well, their liquid restaking token, they're saying that they're giving some hints about some token generation event as well. So keep that in mind. Please make sure that you're interacting with the correct protocols, and make sure that everything is working out for you in that sense. But on that note, I'm going to end today's episode. Thank you all for watching, listening, and being part of the Rocket Fuel community. Please stay safe out there, and I will see you all tomorrow. Bye.